He caused the inflation, and it's killing black families and Hispanic families and just about everybody. The fact is that his big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs.
Let's not only revisit, but also dispel this rhetoric from the former president.
I just want to shout out a few people that made a difference in our lives. My grandfather owned a hardware store, and so he showed me that black people could do business. My grandmother told me she worked at Picatinny Arsenal during the war making bombs. She felt like that was her contribution to helping America win. She also raised 9 kids. My other grandmother, who is 91, raised 7 kids. So shout to Nana in Maryland. Shout out to my partner in business for respecting me as a woman and respecting my mind. Thank you for inspiring me and putting that battery in my back and telling me that we could do this, that we didn't need to be managed, I didn't need to have anyone else, that we could do this together. He told me over and over and over till I believed it. And I might be the star out here, but he's the star in that office. And I couldn't accomplish anything you've seen me accomplish if it wasn't for Shakim having my back. See, he got the real conversations. They put on the pretty conversations in front of me. But they didn't know I was on the phone sometimes. Just listening.
Hip-hop legend and A-list director, producer, writer, actor extraordinaire Queen Latifah kindly does the honors.
Few Americans take the vile rapper Eminem seriously. He represents the lowest form of entertainment in this country and is a publicity hound to boot.
In addition, the targets conservatives like Bill O'Reilly put on hip-hop to leave a stain in Republican voters' minds is riddled with preposterous segments and a deep-rooted misunderstanding of the genre.
2 doctors in England claim that writing and listening to rap can actually treat mental illness. Yeah, they say that rap lyrics are about people's struggles and how they overcame them, and so the songs actually help people battling depression feel more empowered. I can attest to that. They refer to songs by Tupac, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar as good examples. The 2 experts have even started a movement called Hip Hop Psych that wants to bring together rappers, charities, and medical groups to work together. I absolutely love this idea. I remember going through my things as a teenager, 14, 15, and sitting on the bus, taking the bus to the movies or wherever I was going, and sitting on the back of the bus writing lyrics and working through my own emotions, working through things and really coming in, into a more positive place just by expressing what I was feeling. So I really hope that this works because I know hip hop has done it for me.
Study after study shows the inverse of O'Reilly's fear-based tactics. To make musicians, they do not prefer the enemy. It's intentional, though patently false.
Louisville police shot and killed 26-year-old Breonna Taylor in her apartment.
Her name and her story have become synonymous with the moment and the movement for justice.
And when Louisville PD tried their best to cover up this atrocity,
it ain't right, and enough already. Enough already. It's time for some people to go to jail. Some people are out there to straight kill. Some people are out there to be authority figures. You give them that kind of power and of a weapon, and it changes their mentality. But I know one thing: if somebody is got a bunch of complaints against them, then clearly they don't need to be engaging with the public. Right. You know what I mean? And we need to know that information, and they need to not be engaging with the public. Like, enough already. If you're not the one, then we got to get you out of there. I'm sorry, because you're gonna hurt somebody. Weapons are powerful. They're meant to kill. So we have to make sure that we're doing the best we can to be community. To be a community, not to be us against them.
Latifah laid it out bluntly to the Associated Press. And speaking of police brutality,
people don't want to see all of the politics. They've got enough politics with me and with everybody else. And they don't want to see it with football and sports on Sunday or whenever they happen to be watching.
This walking contradiction would say this:
you have to stand proudly for the national anthem. Well, you shouldn't be playing. You shouldn't be there. Maybe you shouldn't be in the country. But they shouldn't be protesting on the sidelines during a football game, especially when they're making $10 million a year for something that they'd be doing anyway for free if they weren't in the league or the NFL.
Then attack black NFL players kneeling to bring light to systemic racism and police brutality.
Listen, we all know what happened. You know, we had a great quarterback. He decided to take a knee, for that, and that became a firestorm, and it wasn't just him, him and some of his teammates. And then it became about everything except what it was about. It was strictly about police brutality. It was about the way the police were treating black men.
Latifah rightfully breaks it down to a T, and how much of a farce it became for Republicans to change the overall message of the protest.
We want to talk about all this black girl magic. This right here is black girl tragic.
Surprise, surprise. A fraudulent man makes fraudulent statements to his loyal army of supremacists at the Blaze.
First, I went to Italy. I went to Florence. I hired a guide. I went to Vatican City. Went to Rome. I saw all these things that were 2,000 years old, 3,000 years old. I was very impressed. And then I went to Greece. And then I saw things, that were like 5,000 years old. And 7,000 years old. But then I went to Egypt. I went to Africa, where things were 7,000, 10,000, 12,000 years old, and possibly older. And I said, wait a minute, that outfit that guy was wearing in Greece looks a lot like this outfit that this soldier was wearing here. And those arches that I saw in Greece and Italy, they look a lot like that building there. You see, it came from here. Black girl magic. Yeah, they was making some black girl magic back then. Black excellence. Yeah, we made some black excellence. And it wasn't just at the top of Africa.
I don't think people should be staying in locker rooms, but still, I think it's good. You have to stand proudly for the national anthem. Well, you shouldn't be playing. You shouldn't be there. Maybe you shouldn't be in the country. You have to stand proudly.
Donald Trump would continue fanning the flames of the NFL's protest. Latifah, though, would hammer home the point to his base. She'd say, I think he owes an apology to Colin Kaepernick's mother and any other woman who's had to hear him say that. He should apologize to even the people who support him because he's the president. He should not use such vulgar language. I don't care if you're kind of whipping up the crowd and cheering them. It's just classless. It's classless. It's tacky, and it's not something the president of this country should be doing. He's supposed to be a leader, not a follower, and that's just kind of like go with the crowd kind of thing. It's not sexy at all. You get slapped over using those words, normally. If somebody said that to him or someone he cared about, then he would take high offense to it. So he shouldn't be able to use that towards somebody else. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYT Sports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.